Hi everyone and welcome to another video. Today's video is about me introducing a new series where I want to talk a bit more about the team you support and specifically your favorite 11 from a specific era. So today will all be about the introduction and I'll be doing my own as well. So for myself, it will be during the Arsene Wenger era where he was our manager for about 20 years. And I will be going through a couple of positions and then choose the one and give reasons why. And fortunately, there are a few guests as well who will be looking to come on in the coming weeks. So it should be a lot of fun and hopefully it will make a lot of sense as we go through it. So the first position I like to start with is the goalkeeper. During Arsene Wenger's time, he managed some terrible keepers, but also some top keepers. And for me, these are the top three during the time that he was with Arsenal. And probably in the Premier League era, I'd say Petr Cech is the best out of the three. But during the time at Arsenal, he was probably a good 10-15% off it. So I'll go with David Seaman, part of the back five. He won a couple of league titles under Arsene Wenger, and seldomly did he ever have a bad game during the time that I watched Arsenal, being an avid fan since 1991. So I would go with David Seaman. Right back was probably the toughest one for me, simply because of the two with Dixon and Lauren. Dixon back at part of that famous back five, always did a good job. Attacking wise, even though that's not his first role, I never felt he was quite as good as the guy that was on the other side in Nigel Winterburn. So I'll go with Lauren. Evolved brilliantly from a midfielder that we bought back in 2000 to one of the top right backs in the league, actually, during his time at Arsenal. And of course, you look at the unbeaten season as well. He was absolutely fabulous. So I'll go with Lauren there. By the way, the formation I'm picking is a 4-3-3. Left back, Ashley Cole, hands down. I think is potentially the best left back that the Premier League's ever have, up there with the likes of Dennis Irwin for Manchester United. Hardly ever got burned. I think Iron Robin maybe done him a couple of times, but otherwise Ashley Cole always gave a solid 7 out of 10 performance. Of course, terrible the way he left, but it is what it is. But I have to respect him as a footballer, one of the best defenders during his time. At the centre, we've had, again, some absolute awful defenders, but we've had some phenomenal ones as well. First choice will be my captain, which is Tony Adams. I think Tony Adams is everything that a centre-half should be. Brave, courageous, reads the play absolutely brilliantly, seldomly gets caught out of position. Absolutely phenomenal player. And one of the most loved Arsenal players ever. So Tony Adams. Next to him will be Sol Campbell. This was tough because Campbell, Keown and Bold have all been fantastic for Arsenal. But Sol Campbell, for me, is one of the most complete defenders the league has ever had. He's got the power, he's got the pace, he also reads the game well, and he can, chip in with a few goals as well. So absolutely fantastic defender. And when we signed him for no money, it was an absolute steal for me. The two playing in front, if you like, more of deep line playmaker, stroke ball to ball or box to box midfielder. I'll go with Patrick Vieira and Petit. Notable mention to Ray Parlour, who's one of my favourite ever Arsenal players because I love the way he played. He was a bit of a geezer. And I can never forget that FA Cup goal he scored against Chelsea in 2002. One of the, in history, one of the most wildest times I ever celebrated because it was after 3 years of not winning a trophy and being heartbroken the year before in the FA Cup final. But Ray Parlour, fantastic player, but he can't make this team. And for me, it's Vieira and Petit. I think the ultimate duo. I think they're up there with like Roy Keane and Scholes. I think they had everything between them. One would drop, the other one would go forward. Fantastic passes, drive the midfield as well, and won the World Cup together as well. So Vieira and Petit for me. In front of them, it was out of these three. Ozil, I recently did a video on him, and he's one of the most talented players I believe we've ever had. Just didn't work out for him for one reason or another. But please check out the video. My last video on Ozil with Graham from FPL Focus. Fabregas deserved a trophy, and I had no grudge with him leaving. What else? I mean, he did as much as we could, and we didn't really match his ambition for me. So he went to Barcelona. then went to Chelsea, and we had the opportunity to sign him and we didn't, and I was very disappointed that we didn't sign him. But I'm going to go with Dennis Bergkamp, my favourite ever Arsenal player, and one of my top 5 favourite players ever. I believe one of the best number 10s during the Premier League era, highly respected throughout the game, and his goal against Newcastle was, I think, one of the greatest ever from the Premier League, and could put himself about, chipping with 10, 15 goals, fabulous assist for the assister, and could run a game by himself, either playing up front or actually dropping off behind the striker as well. Because I'm playing a 4-3-3, my right forward stroke right winger, I'm going to go with Robert Pires. I think in 2001, 2002, one of the most phenomenal performances in a season I've ever seen, actually, from the Premier League. Unfortunately, he got injured at the latter part of that season, but fantastic player. Will Tord transitioned into a right winger stroke right midfielder very well, but more to do a job. Freddie Ljungberg, of course, bit of a cult hero with the red hair. At the back end of that season, 01-02, he stepped up and scored like 6-7 goals in the last 2 months and got Premier League Player of the Season, I think, because of that run. But for me, it will be Robert Pires. I think one of my most talented players that we've ever had at Arsenal. On the left, I think it's obviously going to be Thierry Henry. What Wenger was able to do with him, and then, of course, Henry himself was just another level. For me, he should have won a Ballon d'Or at some point. That unbeaten year was absolutely something very special. Obviously, a year we should have won the Champions League, in my opinion, but we choked, in my opinion. But notable mentions to Aubameyang, who's doing an excellent job at Arsenal. His record is fantastic. He does a job. Not captain material for me, but a very, very talented player. But probably needs to be at the club another couple of seasons for him to be really a strong candidate to get in my 11. Mark Overmars, sorry about the noise. It's the weekend, kids are at home. Mark Overmars, one of my favorite ever Arsenal moments is actually his goal against Manchester United at Old Trafford when he got that goal in '98, the 1-0 win. That's the first time I genuinely thought Arsenal could win a Premier League title, and he did that. Absolutely rapid. But Thierry Henry will take that position, of course. So you can imagine up front, there's only one man who could be in this, and of course it's Adebayor. Just joking. It will be Ian Wright, the man who made me support Arsenal, the man that when I was on the streets, or when I'd play on the streets or play, at school or anything like that, I scored a goal, Ian Wright, and I can never forget the moment he broke Cliff Baston's record in '97 against Bolton, and only Ian Wright can score a goal and take off and showed the message incorrectly. He equaled the record and showed the shirt rather than after he broke the record and had just done it, with 179. So it would be Ian Wright. Van Persie, he was very injury prone. He was with us a long time and didn't really play a lot of games. Ultimately, I think he averaged under 30 games a season, and we, played 50 to 60 games every single season. So. And when he left, it was pretty bitter for me how he left. But Ian Wright, absolutely. Ian Wright would be the spear of my attack. So that's pretty much to wrap up what this season's all about, what the series is all about. It's just a little bit of fun, go through an era of my guest team, and for them to pick their 11. So as I said before, got a couple of guys, fortunately, who'd like to join. A couple of Wildcat members who are interested to join as well. And just a little bit of fun. And you get to learn more about my guests, away from FPL, more about them as a supporter. So hope you enjoyed it. Please leave your comments. Of course, I'd be very interested to know your 11s as well. I will tweet out my 11 and then tweet out my guest 11 as well, and the formation. So please follow me, as you can see on the ticker, at Ray_Qureshi on Twitter, which is what I'm always there. I'm always tweeting. I write a bit as well. So on WordPress, just search Rehan Discussing Sports. My link is also on my Twitter. And with the Wildcats, follow us at FPL Wildcats, where the 5 of us just, talk about FPL, some of our previews for the game week coming up, and just a lot of banter. So thanks a lot for watching. Take care and all the best.